smoke one up. Set the operation nice and fitty. Roll one up, yeah. Things it can get tricky. Napenda kumedi na mziki. Kama ni mapenzi then baby, ulinifanyia nini? Cause I really wanna get time. You gotta know, yeah, like any time flies. Ntaku treat like I'm supposed to. If you just let me show ya. Ntakupa rest on my chest and my shoulders. I must have on my tele. I think him and I fell in love overnight there. Loving him since then. I must have on my tele. I think him and I fell in love overnight there. Loving him since then.
Without you by my side, I swear I'm not able to face this thing called life. I feel I'm not stable. So you are my lifeline, my only power cable. Oh, my able. Look at the stars, shining so bright to get your attention. But we're so in love, so magical. I'll never love again. Believe it's planning a future now. And when we make love, you taking all the pain away. Otina timranade, universal love me ani chango atonde nate. Pokna yudo machalo kodi ale moni ani bende. Abide Luanda ni Luanda Miguel no. Okana go pain, okana podi. I must have fun my tele. I think she and I fell in love overnight. Wanted her since then. I must have fun my tele. I think she and I fell in love overnight. Wanted her since then. Without you by my side, I swear I'm not able to face this thing called life. I feel I'm not stable. So you are my lifeline, my only power cable. Oh, my able. Without you by my side, I swear I'm not able to face this thing called life. I feel I'm not stable. So you are my lifeline, my only power cable. Oh, my able. Was so scared to fall in love again, but your touch is everything. Niseni, siseme, when you're my everything. Scared to fall in love again, cause your touch is everything. Niseni, siseme, when you're my everything. When you're my everything. When you're my everything. When you're my everything. Oh, was so scared to fall in love again, cause your touch is everything. Niseni, siseme, when you're my everything.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
A main switch production. Mapenzi ni bahari lisilo na mwisho. Mapenzi ni moto kwa roho na haichomi. Nimempenda msichana ewa kisonko. Mi humona kwenye ndoto usiku nikiwa ghetto. Ye uishi Runda, kwetu ni Dandora. Kuna rusho makombora na kumeja wakora. Lakini je anakupenda? Najua we unampenda. Basi nenda pole pole, siku moja utampata.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio, all day and night. Power Radio.
That is Salari by Nameless himself, and it's playing right here on Pawa Radio. Welcome to the Pawa Morning Drive show. My name is Wanyoike, and you can get in touch with us on our social media handles on Pawa Radio across all socials. You can also find this live broadcast on our YouTube channel. Why do I keep saying www? But oh well, yes, www is our website. www.power254.org/Power Radio, and also our YouTube channel Power Radio. But let me give you just a quick update of what has been happening is happening in the roads today. And we start, of course, with Thika Road, very, very busy. From Survey area down towards town, looking absolutely hectic. I can also see the same situation happening along Kiambu Road, same situation from DCI down towards Muthaiga. I can also see that Limuru Road is also looking quite busy this morning. Same situation happening across major roads in the city center. Lower Kabete Road, same situation. Moving to Ngong Road, a little bit of a snarl up as the intersection from Naivasha Road gets into the Past Junction Mall. All the way down towards Adams, same situation. Just a slow down. Things are moving though, but pretty slowly. I can also see that Raila Odinga Road today has a little bit of a traffic situation going on. So you guys should be out of the woods in no time. Let's see what is happening across Jogoo Road, Kamakawa, inbound, outbound, madness, absolute madness. Mombasa Road pia kutoka Cabanas all the way till Bellevue and to Nairobi West Hospital, also bumper to bumper. Langata Road is also not looking better. It's not looking any better. Yes, from Uhuru Gardens down towards Western Hotel into Timol Junction. Same situation happening there. So in case you see any incidents, do let us know. The hashtag to use is hashtag Pawa Morning Drive. Let's take a quick breather, and then we come back and get into the day's news headlines. This is Power Radio.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio. Alexis on the beat.
Weka mziki, leo nataka kucheza. Nina mabeshte ndani kwa party, tunataka kucheza. Shida ni mingi, leo nataka kucheza. You know, we just wanna party and enjoy. Leo lazima nyama kwa wingi, ugali kidogo, pombe kwa wingi, chesa kidogo, mapenzi kwa wingi, chuki kidogo, situzitoke mdogo. Before the sun fits on us, tujibambe pamoja. Before the sun fits on us, tulewe pombe pamoja. It's all about good vibes, and inshallah. Good vibes, and inshallah. Good vibes, and inshallah. It's all about good vibes, and inshallah. Mabeshte ndani kwa gari, kila siku tunapare. Mabeshte ndani kwa gari, kila siku si tunapare.
Hala the man them, hala the girl them. What a go on every day we do it for the fun them. Sexy ladies in the party, man about money and you know it's an anthem. Give thanks to the Most High. Every day a blessing you see and we multiply. Bigger picture now your good side. A bigger picture now your good side. Jaba kwa wingi ngoi kidogo, usiogope choma foto. Pigia Cindy, pigia Jojo, na tunarudi soko. Cause I know you sacrifice, tujibambe pamoja. I know you sacrifice, situchome kimoja.
It's all about good vibes, and inshallah. Good vibes, and inshallah. Good vibes, and inshallah. It's all about good vibes, and inshallah. Mabeshte ndani kwa gari, kila siku tunapare. Nina mabeshte ndani kwa gari, kila siku si tunapare.
Nina mabeste ndani kwa gare, kila siku tunapare. Nina mabeste ndani kwa gare, kila siku tunapare.
Good vibes, and inshallah. Good vibes, and inshallah. Good vibes, and inshallah. It's all about good vibes, and inshallah. Mabeste ndani kwa gare, kila siku tunapare. Mabeste ndani kwa gare, kila siku si tunapare.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Pawa Radio.
Mighty fingers.
Jazz.
I make mountains out of molehills, and it can be quite the scene. Think about how far I've come and my life looking greater than it's ever been. If I could eat my pie in the sky, it would be just my thing. Sipping on my champagne and my life looking greater than it's ever been. My life looking greater than it's ever been. How did you rise so fast, so high, and not melt your wings in the sun? You must be Africa's son. How did you rise so fast, so high, and not melt your wings in the sun? They say you must be an African. They say you must be Africa's son. They say you must be an African. They say you must be Africa's son. You must be an African. I don't know about my haters, but they should know about me. Keep me humble, though, God. My life looking greater than it's ever been. I overflow flavor. My pockets are full of green. Even on my worst day, my life looking greater than it's ever been. My life looking greater than it's ever been. How did you rise so fast, so high, and not melt your wings in the sun? You must be Africa's son. How did you rise so fast, so high, and not melt your wings in the sun? They say you must be an African. They say you must be Africa's son. They say you must be an African. They say you must be Africa's son. You must be an African. You tell us don't hold me, tell us don't hold me, tell us don't hold me back. If you tell us don't hold me, tell us don't hold me, tell us don't hold me back. If you tell us don't hold me, tell us don't hold me, tell us don't hold me back. If you tell us don't hold me, tell us don't hold me, tell us don't hold me back. If you jealous, don't hold me back. Jealous, don't hold me, no, no, no. If you jealous, don't hold me back. I'm saying, please don't jealous me. Please don't jealous me. I'm singing, please don't jealous me. Please don't jealous me. I'm singing, please stop jealous me. Jealous, don't hold me, jealous, don't hold me, jealous, don't hold me back.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Pawa Radio.
Road trips and young romances, breakups and second chances. Our rhythm steers through all these years. If love is a drum, you are my drummer. I'll dance to your beat only forever. If love is place through all these days. If love is a drum, you are my drummer. I'll dance to your beat only forever. If love is a drum, you are my drummer. I'll dance to your beat. My Isukuti love, is it good for me? Is it good for me? My Isukuti love, is it good for me? Is it good for me? Bringing the one din din and the boom boom boom, adding my nyatiti, then it's me and you. My Isukuti love.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Wagwan Nairobi. Y'all know what it is. We've got 5 mics on the track. We're about to tell you who's taking over.
Yo, feel the heat when we come through Party Nation. Sexy people around me, Party Nation. Man, them looking so fly. Sexy girl, them wiggle and wine. On your feet, boogie and grind. MDQ, baby girl, one time.
Hivi si ufanyaga, si ndio show si upataga, si kwenye flow ukundo uwaga, champemo mpaka tunamwaga. Remember, ukuni matanga, boss lady, mimi ndo semanga, na wapanga, muda na wachanga, mko nje mkisota mkimanga. Me, J's on my feet, inyaga, ride on the beat. I'm a hot tip, black bus on the right.
I see everyone's na mama, yeah, my yeah. Afuzwa na ulimwengu, wacha tupatane pataye, mbeleni mtatufahamu. Hatutakoma, hatuchoki, kuwapikia tu matamu.
Feel the heat when we come through Party Nation. Squad. Sexy people around me, Party Nation. Squad. All of them man, them looking so fly. Sexy girl, them wiggle and wine. On your feet, boogie and grind. Let me hear you say,
Shibana, Nico Gage sana, Safi sana. Ati leo hakuna kulala. Fena Mayonde. Modoni drama queen. Blinky bit gago. Get physical. You know kama kawaida it's typical. Confidential. Bad man jump again. Do again. Happy mention. Squad up congregate. Confidential. Bad man jump again. Do again. Happy mention. Squad up congregate.
Feel the heat when we come through Party Nation. Squad. Sexy people around me, Party Nation. Squad. All of them man, them looking so fly. Sexy girl, them wiggle and wine. On your feet, boogie and grind. Blicky bill, on the beat one time.
Stack it some Billy. I'm really tryna make a milli. Any track, I kill it. And the girls, they feel it. She really wanna get down low. Weak bit tough, gonna get down low. Squad is back with the heat for sure. Dance floor lit with the beat I know. See the people out here side by side.
People out here side by side.
Vibe is right because we do it right.
Right because we do it right.
Getting there, so I will take my time. Never late, cause this is Kenyan time. Yeah. Okay. Now who taking over?
Now who's taking over? He's taking over. He's taking over. Nairobi taking over. Nairobi taking over. Squad taking over. Squad taking over.
Your kind of music, all day, all night, right here on your only station, Pawa Radio.
Alexis on the beat. Wewe nani unanipigia simu kama nani? Eti niachane mume wako nani? Unajua Nadia kweli mimi nani?
Weni nani unampigia simu kama nani? Yeah. Hata utoe vya ndani atarudi hapa kwangu tu nyumbani. Yeah.
Anapenda vidogo dogo mwenzako anavimumunya. Mwanamke unapenda zogo, tafuta jambo hilo la kufanya. Oh, ni wangu. Huyo nasema ni wangu. Oh, ni wangu. Kubali yaishe ni wangu.
Oh, ni wangu. Huyo nasema ni wangu. Oh, ni wangu. Mwisho yataisha ni wangu. Hivyo vimeseji na kuficha simu havinishtui. Atachoka nawe wengine aende, yule hakagui.
Kelele ya chura haizui ng'ombe kunywa maji. Kwangu habanduki, kwako hatoboki, na kwa maana ye
anapenda wife material, mwenzako anakudanganya. Mwanamke una kasoro, tafuta jambo hilo la kufanya. Oh, ni wangu. Huyo nasema ni wangu. Oh, ni wangu. Mwisho yataisha ni wangu.
oh, ni wangu. Huyo nasema ni wangu. Oh, ni wangu. Kubali yaishe ni wangu. Mi sitakoma, koma, koma, koma. Mi sitakoma, koma, koma, mama.
Ntakukomboa, komboa, komboa, komboa. Ntakukomboa, komboa, komboa, msichana we. Oh, ni wangu. Huyo nasema ni wangu. Oh, ni wangu. Mwisho yataisha ni wangu.
Oh, ni wangu. Huyo nasema ni wangu. Oh, ni wangu. Kubali yaishe ni wangu.
Oh, ni wangu. Huyo nasema ni wangu. Oh, ni wangu. Mwisho yataisha ni wangu.
Oh, ni wangu. Huyo nasema ni wangu. Oh, ni wangu. Kubali yaishe ni wangu.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Pawa Radio.
Alrighty, welcome back. That is Miss Sanaipe Tande there. She's playing right here on Pawa Radio. This is the Pawa Morning Drive. Welcome back, welcome back. We are now getting into our news, local news and international news roundup. And I want to begin here with a story that caught my attention, was published on the Standard newspaper about the principal secretary of the broadcasting principal secretary Edward Kisiangani cancelling Standard's group deal over critical coverage. Now, The story reads that the government, through the broadcasting principal secretary, Edward Kisiangani, cancelled Standard Group's media contract with the Ministry of Irrigation due to its critical coverage. The Standard Group had been selected alongside Nation Media, the Star Cape Media, and government broadcaster KBC to run a campaign for the launch of the National Irrigation Sector Investment Plan. A letter from the ICT Ministry addressed to the Irrigation PS, Ephantas Kimodo, confirmed that the 4 media houses had been approved to run the campaign. However, they had cancelled, and I quote, please note that following administrative advice, the inclusion of Standard Media Group has been cancelled. The letter signed by Michael Okidi on behalf of PS Kisiangani stated. And some of the things that, or some of the allegations that, ilichangia the cancellation of the deal from the government is the allegations were that the external media group was being paid to publish negative stories about the Kenya Kwanza government, with some linking the stories to impeached Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua. We also had further on some claims by members of parliament led by Kikuyu legislator and majority leader Kimani Ichung'wah spent much of Thursday, March 6th, debating how to gag journalists for their critical coverage. Ichung'wah claimed the media was fanning disinformation and misinformation with its coverage of his bill seeking to limit the powers of Auditor General Nancy Gathungu. Alongside their minority leader, also the paper goes on to state that Suna East MP Junet Mohammed called for the MCK to regulate the media in the country. And of course, let's first of all weigh in on what exactly might be happening here. Number one, I think it's an attempt for media censorship. And why I say this is you cannot give a company like the Standard Group money and get into contractual agreements, and then because of how they are, the catchphrases, for example, to kind of get their audiences hooked, you withdraw that because of feeling as if it does not settle well with you. And we've seen it countless times that one of the ways in which we weaponize media in this country and anyway globally, especially in authoritarian states, for example, or in states where the state has the absolute power, media censorship becomes one very weaponized tool. It becomes a tool for just the disseminating information that the government would dictate. I want 100% absolute, control as well. And so while I also, on the other side of the coin, flipping and looking at it, of course, because of sensationalism, and this is something I remember my lecturer back in campus, I think we had a whole class to just discuss sensationalism and how it's killing the economy of storytelling or the economy of journalism, and how it's killing the ways in which we package our stories. It's moving us from objectivity, or at least the ethos of true, accurate journalism should be based on the truth and the subject matter of what needs to be said, and not only just what needs to be said, but what the public absolutely needs to hear. Beyond the numbers game of will the advertisers be willing to place an ad for them to this story, or would our audiences like this kind of story that we are putting out there. So when I look at the two sides of the coin, so on one hand we have media censorship, which is obviously unconstitutional and undemocratic, number one, because we live in a country with apparently the most progressive constitution, and freedom of expression, the freedom to the truth, freedom to access for public information in whichever way you want to look at it. The media also has its own freedoms, and we have a code of conduct that is directed by the Media Council of Kenya as well. And so I don't think that it's very fair for the government to have entered into a deal but withdrawn just because they were critical of the government. Just the same way we have opposition in Kenya, we also need to have media that is not pro-state like that. And so the media censorship is a hit for sure. I think it's a retrogressive tactic. I mean, not new tactic. It's same script. It's just a different day. Yes, but I think the conversation here should be, I think we need to stop sensationalizing everything. I think we need to stop being, I would say, we just want what is catchy. We want the catchphrases, this catchphrase, that. We want a story that, that sells. And, again, this in the newsroom, people say that if it bleeds, it leads. And so if something is not necessarily like bad news, they say bad news sell. And so if something is not necessarily edgy or will get you thinking about just the dire situation that we are in as a country, then automatically it is trashed out and not seen as something substantial for consumption on broadcasting. So I'm a little bit conflicted, and I'm so glad that this story is what we are going to be looking at even further today, because we are going to look at the role of media in advocating or promoting good governance and democratic processes. Like, how can the media, where they call it the fourth estate, how can the fourth estate be, plugged in? How is it crucial, or how is it pertinent to not only the messaging, but also packaging narratives that ultimately lead towards great and good governance and progress in a society? So we shall get into that, but let's take a quick breather, do one more story, and just and continue with that story as well. See you when on the other side.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Kukucheki anipenda ye, nimemwacha nyumbani, ye hajui. Baby wanichanganya, zingua maliza, mimi sijiwezi. Ni makosa baby, forbidden fruit so sweet. Naenda, mimi sitabaki, twajiweka shimoni. This is where we end, yeah. 'Cause you're taboo. Oh yeah, wewe ni taboo, wewe ni taboo tubu. 'Cause you're taboo. Oh yeah, wewe ni taboo, wewe ni taboo tubu. Kunishika mkono hivo, ninahisi mengi ila ninajua kuna kikomo. Si upendo ni mchezo, uongo si tumeamini. Najaribu kumpenda niliye naye, go on and let me be. Naenda,
Kashimoni, this is where we end. Yeah, 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 yeah. 'Cause you're taboo. Shimoni, this is where we end. Yeah, 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 yeah. 'Cause you're taboo. Oh yeah, when it's taboo, 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 when it's taboo, taboo. 'Cause you're taboo. Oh yeah, when it's taboo, 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 when it's taboo, taboo.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Me, I keep it fresh, fresh on. Me, I keep it fresh, me, I keep it fresh, me, I keep it fresh all day, all day, all day. Fresh all day, fresh all day, all day. Fresh all day.
Think you can handle Count Moolah.
I come correct, and you're my swag so official like I'm the ref. See, I be rockin' Louis, so shorties wanna do me. Have all these haters feeling so underdressed. I see you mucking me, but I ain't mucking back. 'Cause I ain't got time for your chitty chat. Why you tryna copy and paste me? I'll be with your broad like butter on pastry. She's on my arm like my Virgin Mary. And we be on that weed from early. OG, smoking by the OZ. And all she wanna see is a couple emojis. Well, I got money to blow. And shorty, I ain't tripping, so you already know. Can't moolah all day. If you want it, gon' pay. Hater, I'm just letting you know that
all I know is swagger, it's swagger.
Me, I keep it fresh all day, it's all cool. Me, I keep it fresh all day, it's all cool.
Put your hands up if you have some.
Cause you keep it fresh all day, it's all cool. Cause you keep it fresh all day, it's all cool.
Okay, my life is not the same, and I know who to blame. If I remember the name, it sounded something like fame. For the money, for the game, I would kill it.
No shame.
Rep a crew that's untamed, and I'm a dude that's maintained. Swagger so right as Frank. Funny big Benjamin sitting in the bank. What you think? I've been working hard, numbers agree. So please believe me, this is easy, born to be an MC. So I took one Nairobi, the swagger strong only. 24 hours round the clock, Wani. The Levi store know me. Big up Ryo and Fuzzy. Now I'm fresh all day, Nikki Chapakazi. Boys be looking at P, this ever slappy. Lucy, Kibaki, LOL. Yeah, I'm only messing, I'm just digging the jam. Bumping it with my fam. Chuck Taylor's helping me stand. Let go.
All I know is swagger, it's swagger.
Me, I keep it fresh all day, it's all cool. Me, I keep it fresh all day, it's all cool.
Put your hands up if you have some.
Cause you keep it fresh all day, it's all cool. Cause you keep it fresh all day, it's all cool.
I said we on to be their favorite. Moolah team pacing. Further than the basement, higher than the spaceships. NASA couldn't waste this, rockets couldn't chase this. Swagger on vintage, African Fresh Prince. Flying like the Jetsons, higher than the Jeffersons. Moving on up till they can't get enough of us. Now we at the top, better use your binoculars. Swagger non-stop is what you do if you have some. And I'm just getting started. Ever seen a Kenyan boy trying to go harder? You gotta work for your profit. outfit, cause everybody's trying to get paid in Nairobi. I think your swagger need coaching. Fresh all day, it's all cool by the ocean. Swagging down the South Coast, you could say we coasting. High grade glowing, too far flowing. Damn.
All I know is swagger, swagger.
Me, I keep it fresh all day, it's all cool. Me, I keep it fresh all day, it's all cool.
Put your hands up if you have some.
Cause you keep it fresh all day, it's all cool. Cause you keep it fresh all day, it's all cool. Fresh all day, fresh all day, all day. Fresh all day, fresh all day, fresh all day, all day. Fresh all day, fresh all day, it's all cool. Fresh all day, fresh all day, it's all cool.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Got the beautiful Miss V on them vocals. Calligraph Jones in the place. Rabbit. Teamwork. Let's get it.
From outer space, out of this world, we come in peace, tell your master all. We are taking over this place right now. But bring your crew, you can let them know. We in town, they should dress up for the show. We are bringing down this town tonight, oh. In an African party, we stomp our feet on the ground. We raise our hands in the air and say, hey, hey, hey. Luka, leo hatulali jo. Dunda, asubuhi mpaka kesho jo. Washanare mademu na machali tu. Usijali hali mikono juu. Luka, leo hatulali jo. Dunda, asubuhi mpaka kesho jo. Washanare mademu na machali tu. Usijali hali mikono juu.
Imagine, hivyo ndo muingianga kwa klabu aujasikia tunakula life na adabu na masela sela wana hela hela umenijazika hiu mase hela hela ni jui basi tela ni king kaka king of Zamunda tuko ndani na tumedunga kaka clothing wa bado mtumba mina manager tuko tight anajua mini spend thrift meza drinks nimezipanga kama Tetris.
In an African party, we stomp our feet on the ground. We raise our hands in the air and say, hey, hey, hey. Luka, leo hatulali jo. Dunda, asubuhi mpaka kesho jo. Washanare mademu na machali tu. Usijali hali mikono juu. Luka, leo hatulali jo. Dunda, asubuhi mpaka kesho jo. Washanare mademu na machali tu. Usijali hali mikono juu.
Bro, check it, yow. I go like boom, 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 boom. Mikono kwa hewa nikifika tu kwa boom, 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 boom. As I be rolling when I be the cruise, so boom, boom. Get out the way. I'm feeling like money today. I'm here to pour it up all over the club. I'm willing to pay, so that's how I plan to go and tap it. Hey y'all, fee what up, let's make it happen. I'm here to get it crackin'. Shoulders are telling me that I'm attractive, cause they be feeling the swag, I'm classic. Call me Papa Jones, and that's it. That's it, that's it, that's it. I'm on.
Luka, leo hatulali jo. Dunda, asubuhi mpaka kesho jo. Washanare mademu na machali tu. Usijali hali mikono juu. Luka, leo hatulali jo. Dunda, asubuhi mpaka kesho jo. Washanare mademu na machali tu. Usijali hali mikono juu. Luka, oh.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
California vitu nzuri, tunaendelea mbele, hakuna cha huzuni hapa, furani tele. Kwa wale wamesahau mziki yangu bado ni genge, kwa wale wanatudharau tafadhali msifanye nicheke. Sitadanganya jamani, nimerudi studio leo na nasikia poa, na najua mnapenda kusikia sauti yangu, kwa hivyo ngoma poa tu ndo tazidi kutoa. Unatulia nini bana, mka tuzitoke, unapanguza nini bana, wacha jasho imwagike kote. Hata kama kuna ukame tunajituliza na maji baridi. Clemo raundi ameniambia nikute na ngoma mbili. Moral wacha iwabambe, na mjipandishe juu ka bendera, na mwimbe ngoma ka national anthem.
Nataka tu heshima yako, nataka tu furaha yako, ndio ujue mahali bidii yangu imetoka. Nataka tu heshima yako, nataka tu furaha yako, ndio ujue mahali bidii yangu imetoka.
Anacho watu wengi sana wakule raundini, achieni pia mi ninone. Safari yangu ngepeleka mbio, lakini mama kwenda pole pole. Usifikiri nimechoka, niko na nguvu kazi ile ngombe nyona mtaani. Sitachoka kutafuta majani, sitachoka kuendelea na safari. Wacha mguu zangu zitembee, wasanii wote wa nguvu wa pepe. Kimaisha na kila kitu anafanya ni bidii, na utafika pale unataka. Hata nikigonga so bado mziki zangu sitaacha kusambaza. Nimeamka chali yangu na sioni tena chalala. Weka mattress kando, tunaenda kazi. Weka stress kando, mambo kwe safi. Moral watu wangare, moral watu watambe, na mjipandishe juu ka bendera, na mwimbe ngoma ka national anthem.
Nataka tu heshima yako, nataka tu furaha yako, ndio ujue mahali bidii yangu imetoka. Nataka tu heshima yako, nataka tu furaha yako, ndio ujue mahali bidii yangu imetoka.
Bidii yangu imelazimisha watu wengi sana waruke. Asali bado nawapatia, tiongeza sukari utamu isishuke. Nikipanda tafana vile roho yangu inataka, sitapotea tena tankione wengine wakitukata. Pilipili ni aje, sikuja nisaidie kwa kamata, lakini sijui itakuaje tukiwa roga sana. Sijui atajisaidiaje tukiwa bonda sana. Tuwafundisha kupumzisha nyundo na bado weze kuflex mkono vizuri. Kuingia gym kupanua kifua kiasi na kupumua vizuri.
Nataka tu heshima yako, nataka tu furaha yako, ndio ujue mahali bidii yangu imetoka. Nataka tu heshima yako, nataka tu furaha yako, ndio ujue mahali bidii yangu imetoka. Nataka tu heshima yako, nataka tu furaha yako, ndio ujue mahali bidii yangu imetoka. Nataka tu heshima yako, nataka tu furaha yako, ndio ujue mahali bidii yangu imetoka.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Alrighty, welcome back. That is Bidii Yangu by Jua Kali, and it's playing right here on Power Radio. This is the Power Morning Drive show, and let's finalize on what has been making the international news roundup. And this one is about an interesting interview that I was able to catch. It's called Bottom Line. It plays on Al Jazeera, and they were talking to this amazing African woman called Miss Chombori Kweo. She is an ambassador to an African country in the US. And one of the conversations that they were having there is, after the withdrawal of the aid that was being mostly founded by American and European countries, America and some European countries, one of the biggest conversations that she was making and the and the deducing, whatever she was deducing from that interview, is that it was a great thing that aid was withdrawn from African countries, because now we get to do things on our terms. Now we get to do things based on exactly, what African countries want, and something interesting that also came out of that conversation is got me thinking about the president of Burkina Faso, Mr. Traore, who, first of all, within his first term, he has already been able to clear out the debt of Burkina Faso to France. So that's a very good thing. And then I'm also seeing a lot of advancements happening in Niger as well as in Chad. These countries have come together and they've decided that they're going to take the bull by its horns. They want to come together in an agreement to ensure that they clear out everything that's happening. And I think it's something that is we're going to be seeing more and more. And I mean, we just saw the other day the Rwandan government, coming to diplomatic, I would call them, cutting down their diplomatic ties with Belgium. They were given even a 48-hour notice, some of the Belgian diplomats to leave Kigali or to leave Rwanda within 48 hours. And so I think we're seeing the transition into a new frontier within African countries. I think the African continent is finally realizing and waking up to whatever the Kwame Nkrumahs were talking about in terms of Pan-Africanism, whatever people like Thomas Sankara and, the Nelson Mandelas, those kind of people who are here to fight really for a united front Africa, a united front region. But I mean, it's not going to come quite easily, because it's been years upon years of being alienated, not only from ourselves, but within ourselves. But I think it's possible. And I think the shift here that we are seeing is people are becoming more nationalist, and of course that's it has its own pros, but it also has its own cons. But we need to fast track our transition into an Africa that is for its people first. That before we appease the Western gods, before we appease the colonial masters, before we appease the imperialists, we think about ways in which we can improve lives for ourselves. So it would be really, really dreamy. And I can't wait to live in a Kenya that is free from colonial systems, from colonial ways of doing things, because even now we still live in a very colonial state. I mean, just looking at everything that we have from the social health authority, that the whole SHA, the reason as to why it's crumbling is because when the colonialists came, of course, their healthcare system was not for the Kenyan mwananchi. It was set up to only help the white settlers. And so that's why we still have a problem here up to now, where we cannot seemingly think of ways and solutions of making our lives better if there's no money or capital attached to that. So I think the transition into imperialism and detransitioning from coloniality or coloniality is something that we want to be able to say, wow, that was quite the mouthful. Yeah. So anyway, I think it's a great. I think I'm excited to see what the new wave of leaders across the region of Africa have, and probably we can pick a leaf or two from that end. Let's take a quick breather now, and then when we come back, we get into our day's discussion. Today we are going to be looking at the role of media in advocating for good governance and democracy. How can the media play a part in ensuring that we are promoting good governance? So it's a conversation that you do not want to miss. See you on the other side of the break.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
no. Detto sinesia sasha. Nesjerega medeko. Stirumi. Oka ito sirena karamu. Joy amore koyo. And you are gonna get to me. Oka ito sire. Oka ito aranderie. Oka ito sire. Oka ito aranderie. Kwanyene kwenda na. Inye mwale ile dumu. Nyomba yage koyo euke. Mora tonga nyoni joru. Ogodonero semioro angai. Omenye. Kai vito da komaga. Joy ya moge koyo. And you are gonna get on me. Okai to shire. Okai to aranderie. Okai to shire. Okai to aranderie. Kwanyene kwenda na. Nera Pawa Joy. Nera Joy ne canjoe. Detto si serio modegna. La dittario allegoro. Metugo. Okai to shire na karamu. Joy amore koyo. And you are gonna get on me. Okai to shire. Okai to aranderie. Okai to shire. Okai to aranderie. Kwanyene kwenda na. Nyomba ito nendarega. Tuwima tukionaga. Jiano asito neiko huka. Tondo wame twirendu via. Muneko. Okai to shire na karamu. Joy amore koyo. And you are gonna get on me. Okai to shire. Okai to aranderie. Okai to shire. Okai to aranderie. Kwanyene kwenda na. Inye mwale ile dumu. Nyomba yage koyo euke. Mora tonga nyoni joru. Ogodonero semioro angai. Omenye. Kai vito da komaga. Joy amore koyo. And you are gonna get on me. Okai to shire. Okai to aranderie. 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 Kwanyene kwenda na.
Savage.
Mapanga Pamatarumba ndikamva walowa mumpanda walowa mumnyumba ndi muntu wanga inda ndibanja komaso muntu uyu ndi mzanga muntu uyu ndi mzanga baliye kuseka sikushota ngati baliye baliye chipanki shankani michedu ndife chipanki chatingani muli michedu kuseka siku shota ngati pali bandanza tinawaseka tilindi kucheda tizibwenzi tanzake tasekedwa nde tikamaseka paka misonzi masomo nde tikamaseka paka ntiti kuwawa paliye kuseka siku shota ngati paliye Banki chatingani muli michedu nife banki shangani michedu nife banki chatingani Titita tayani, michendi taiso. Titita siani, titita tayani, michendi taiso. Maifeo, michedu, inenda kasanga. Michedu, inenda munanga. Machisti.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Pawa Radio.
If I had your number, I'd be forever texting you. Even cucumber would be the line without we use. There'd be no other, no. Come on now, MCO, I hope you understand. You're the best that I have. If I had your number, I'd be forever calling you. I hope you answer, girl. We speak the Luo when we through. Nyakoti better than delay. I told you better than delay. And if love had a face, it would be yours. If love had a face, it would be yours. If love had a face, it would be yours. If love had a face, it would be yours. I hate each other. I hate it, guide too. I hate each other. I hate it, guide too. I hate each other. I hate it, guide too. I hate each other. I hate it, guide too. I got your number from your friend Washera. Akanipa mawaidha, eti unapenda maua, eti nipige pamba na marashi ya kishua, kisha tuende dina, nikupigie kagita. And if love had a face, it would be yours. If love had a face, it would be yours. If love had a face,
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Meet and greet, sweeping ladies off their feet. Bongo Kongo na lingi yo, naingiza shilingi siringi. Oh oh yeah, wanataka more. Nashika mic na wakabako, always tighter than before. Nafanya loco international, locomotion kila nation. Woko moko noko washa moto moto kasambusa, nakagusa kama riga.
Fiti mina bonga na ye, akileta noma mina bonda ye. Afrika, Kenya, Kongo na ye, shika jamu koma na ye, kini genge mobimba bolinga na ye. Kuna kapari ye, swaga mekubali kuna party ye, kala kasupa ndo kakari ye, kana ka chicken da kakari ye, kaikari ye. Minjo mgenge wawadi, so soft super scared didi. Ladies wanna go with me but buga missing naga time. This one's so delicious. Me for the Christmas. Zangu duni mos mos. Shika ganji na kuflos. Africa mobimba, mokili mobimba. Kenya Congo mobimba. Commotion kwenye flow. Do you flash a king of flow? Ladies, this how we go. Alakita, mata, kita, mata. Boss ina mata. Economy I'm getting out of daily boss na kula mata.
This is Hendrix Sam.
Misikatai, unanidai, akiwalahi, ninaogopa sitadinai. I want you to lie, ni vile ali, find good love, baby, maybe I'll be the one for you, baby, maybe I'll be the one for you. I'll be the one for you. I'll be the one for you. Don't you take your love away. Take your love away. Don't you take your love away. I'll be the one for you. Don't you take your love away. Take your love away. Don't you take your love away. I'll be the one for you. The one for you. Mpenzi utangoja, yeah. Mpenzi utangoja, yeah, yeah. Sitaki we uchoke, yeah. Sitaki we uchoke, yeah. I'm trying to be the best version of myself. If you wait for me, I don't need nobody else. I'm trying to find good love, baby, maybe, and I'll be the one for you. Baby, maybe I'll be the one for you. I'll be the one for you. I'll be the one for you. Don't you take your love away. Take your love away. Don't you take your love away. I'll be the one for you. Don't you take your love away. Take your love away. Don't you take your love away. I'll be the one for you.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Alrighty, that is one for you by Miss Fee, and it's playing right here on Power Radio. This is the Power Morning Drive show. Right, now let's get into our conversation, and today we are going to be looking at the role of media in promoting good governance. What role does the media play in terms of shifting narratives, packaging messaging that is ultimately with the goal of promoting good governance? And so we are going to get into that discussion right away. Right. So one of the things that media, whether it be, traditional media, that's your print, your magazines, your TVs, your radio stations, all those traditional media or social media, is to act as a watchdog, right? And one way that we do this is to, like, for example, we've seen the fact that politicians can come on a platform like Power Radio, for instance, and have a conversation about what the government is doing, or about what their governments are doing, and asking tough questions, not softball questions. No, just go hardliner kind of, conversations, asking the right questions, like what is the government doing in terms of this and that, this project or that policy was flagged off, how far is it going, what are the monitoring and evaluation tools that have been devised. So that's one way in which the media comes in, and why it's even centralized in the way that it is packaged is because of the fact that we are able to see it on a national scale, and of course it's publicly done, and because again the government and it's the ones who hold power are public officers or their public servants, then it has to be done publicly on a public and national level and on a national platform as well. So yes, the media is really pertinent. And I think even going back to the story that I just read in a news roundup today about media censorship, one of the reasons as to why media has been for a long time censored and, kind of silenced, and a lot of control and is exerted on the media, and curtailing free expression and also curtailing the truth. We've seen this countless times, is because most governments that are set up in a way that is probably authoritarian or oppressive to its people, they do not want a media that is free from that kind of control. Hence why we have things like oppressive media or censorship, a lot of overt censorship, because the public cannot afford to know and be in the know of what exactly is going on with shady governments and shady deals as well. And so I think it's quite an uphill battle, and for sure it's a place, it's an opportunity for us for the state, speaking as one myself, to kind of take this mandate on very seriously. And, it's kind of the only platform that we get to critically provoke thought, make Kenyans think and question about the things that are going on in the governance space, for instance. And one of the things that I think will always be historic is when the Gen Z protests in June of 2024 broke out. Everybody really thought that was a spectacle, thought that was a very great progress towards the right direction in terms of building democracy and governance in this country. You would realize and you will notice that a big win from that whole during that Mandamano hype is because was the media's reporting. Like a lot, I think it for the first time ever, or at least we were able to see coverage that was, truthful and actually objective. Why? Because for the longest time we've seen media that is very compromised. We just want to oscillate around issues that the government is paying for example, for. But that time for Mandamano, we were able to see that the government really, and the media really did its best in ensuring that we are mainstreaming conversations that are positive. And of course, when there was a negative story, like for example, when the abductions happened, like a lot of truth was able to be spotlighted during that whole entire thing. And so that's one of the reasons as to why media is very pertinent in terms of disseminating information and being a watchdog as well. The other thing, of course, is, providing access to information about government policies. We also have decision making and ensuring that the government actions are open to public scrutiny, and hence fostering informed citizenship. Now, again, it all goes back to between the people, between the public and its government. What stands in the way is really access to information. And I think while media has come a long way in Kenya in terms of bridging the gaps of information, I still think that we have such a long way to go, because one, we live in a country where literacy levels are not as high as we would love them to be. And I know that a lot of money and investment has been put into ensuring that we democratize access to information. But again, it's not necessarily at the point in which we would love to see it. And so while media is doing all it can to be able to provide information and to give access to public information and, keep tracking the government policy and whatever is happening on that front, with a new challenge arises from that, because again, the issues of access, we look at internet connectivity, for instance. Right now, media used to be a big screen. You had to come together as a family and watch. Now media is at the touch of your screen, your phone screen, at the touch of a button that is right within the reach of your hand. And so when you look at maybe smartphone penetration in Kenya, we still have largely underserved communities and people who can't necessarily access this information. And then, of course, there's the issue of underserving, right? That because we have issues of, I mean, the 21st century has been by and large been called the information age. So it's not that we do not live in a place where information is lacking, but we live in a place where there's a lot of information overload, there's a lot of information misinformation as well. We also have a lot of disinformation, and we also have a lot of malinformation, and all these different tenets of, yes, it is information, but in what way is the information being packaged? Is it the truth information? Is it the truthful information? Now, on top of it being truthful, is it actually real or fake? I mean, we've seen a lot the rise of deep fakes and artificial intelligence making its way into the media space as well. And I'm seeing that it's innovating even how we tell stories. But there's also a lot of flip sides on that. I mean, one good example we saw is the PS of Foreign Affairs, Singoe, the other day, Coril Singoe, when he put out a deepfake video of, I don't know what CNN's, whoever had something to say about the Kenya Kwanza government. And of course, Kenyans were able to see through the cracks, and they called out the government. Of course, he had to put that down. But you see, the bigger conversation here is that, yes, while media's role is to ensure that there is public access to information, there also has to be the lack of the underserving the public with information that is not necessarily objective or truthful. And so another opportunity then arises for media literacy, So we have to also constantly, as we innovate ways in which we interact with public information, and especially if it is mediated information, and by mediated, I mean the media is the one that is channeling that information or is acting as the gap for that kind of information, then it means that more conversations, of how do we sustain this access? All right, we've figured out sustaining the access, but how do we ensure that we are media training so that everybody is literate, media literate? Because again, while you might think that everybody is able or capable of deciphering between cryptic messages or any narrative that is within media spaces, there's the other flip side is that not everybody actually has the that eye to be able to see, or the that ear to be able to hear differently. And so media literacy has to be in the middle of some of the work that we do. And then, of course, we also have the, it's been for the longest time, I think civic education has been a preserve of NGOs and CSOs. And I know they've done quite a job there. I can't say a good job or a bad job, but quite a job. But I know that if media was plugged in this kind of civic education engagements and public participation, then we should be looking at at least fairly different society. But again, a lot of money, we do not want to give money and fund or invest in our people's minds and in our people's critical thinking, creating an analytical society, because the powers that be would not want to be dealing with people that are very enlightened, that will always put them to the test and ask for and demand for accountability in that way. So I think we have to look for ways in which we can invest in our own media. The other thing that I can also think about when it comes to the role of media in advocating, or rather in promoting good governance, is changing and shifting narratives and mindsets, right? There's something, they keep saying that before something becomes a thing, you have to see it over and over and over and over again. There's a reason as to why, for example, Safaricom places its billboards strategically across very many spots in this, just even Nairobi alone, right? You will see them at junctions, for example. Like you can't go a very long distance before you see a billboard of like Safaricom, or a billboard on someone like Britam or an insurance company. And the reason as to why this kind of targeted marketing is because they understand that the more you see something, the more subconsciously you are tempted to think that maybe this is the only better option that I have. So when the next time you want to go and get, for example, a drink, and you have been seeing the same billboard of like Coca-Cola, because I know they are plastered all over the city, chances are you're going to get something that is Coca-Cola or Coca-Cola company affiliated, right? And so what that does is, already in your mind, you've already started thinking about this thing that is being sold to me must be something that I should consider the next time, because one of the rules of media, and why media really puts a lot of money in advertising actually, is they sell aspiration, they sell feelings, they sell to us, this like if you want to become the next big thing, or the coolest or the richest, or you want to feel like you stand out among many people, they sell that thing to you. And so when you go to the shop and get a product that you have been seeing over and over and over again, it means that their campaign and their targeting ads, targeted ads rather, have worked. And so even when it comes to things like governance and governance and narratives and mindset shifts, I think we need to also channel the same kind of energy, if not more actually, while this conversation, as far as this conversation is concerned. So one thing that I've been hearing a lot of people coming for is the billboards for the sanitary towels by Gloria or Ruoba. A lot of people have so many things to say about that billboard, because they keep wondering, and of course we know we are talking about governance, and of course Gloria Roba is part of the government. Instead of using that billboard to plaster her face, the Kenyans wanted to know how, because you see, but first of all, billboards are not they are very expensive. They are not so cheap to put out. Yet when you look at the campaign in itself for accessibility of sanitary towels for girls, that money that you're using for the marketing would be channeled otherwise into providing sanitary towels for girls who otherwise could not afford it. And so in terms of the governance that we want there, the narratives and the mindset shifts that we should be talking about is the media stepping up and actually questioning and not leaving anything out of the table, because we have to engage on a daily, because knowing how Kenya is set up and knowing your government, one is usually one thing after the other. And so today it might be a very draconian policy that doesn't even make sense. And so we need to constantly keep assessing what exactly is happening on that front as well. So those are some of the things that the media can come in and play a part of ensuring that we are engaging. We're engaging with each other. We're engaging with content that is governance centered. We are engaging in deep conversations really about what the country and where the country should go. Yes, and sustaining that kind of zeal, because once the media gives the entry point, then it becomes so easy with us being able to engage and continuously vouch for better for ourselves. Let me take a quick breather, and then we come back and continue talking about this topic that we are looking at today, which is the role of media in promoting good governance. Take a quick breath. We'll be right back.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Ninaoga jamani, ninaoga, sielewi nini inatendeka, kwa sababu vile wajitolea kunipenda mimi sijazoea. Ninawaza na tena ninapanga vile mimi naweza kutoroka hisia zangu ambazo true with me. I can't seem to believe that this is for real. Unakazana, unakazana, nakataa. Wajaribu kusukuma, nakataa. Nimechenga ukuta kaziba, ufa uwezi ingia.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Nice and slowly.
Let me walk with you, talk till you know how you feel. Songa karibu mpenzi wangu, you're so sexy.
Natabasamu kila siku juu yako.
Songa karibu mpenzi wangu, you're so sexy. It is you I think about when I wake up in the morning. You I think about when I'm walking in the day. You I think about when I'm sleeping at night. You niwe mpenzi wangu. You niwe mwangaza wangu. Let me walk with you, talk till you know how you feel. Songa karibu mpenzi wangu, you're so sexy.
Natabasamu kila siku juu yako.
Songa karibu mpenzi wangu, you're so sexy.
Uwe wangu wa milele na milele. Mpenzi na kuwaza kishenzi. Oh, niwe kichwa changu, roho yangu niwe. Rafiki wangu wa milele.
Let me walk with you, talk till you know how you feel. Songa karibu mpenzi wangu, you're so sexy.
Natabasamu
hufanya moyo wangu dunde kwa masekunde, ni kama nimefunga dude ama nimepatiwa recording deal ya bure. Ndio sababu nataka uwe wangu wa milele. Your smile, the way you walk, the way you talk, inafanya kila mtu aseme oh my god. Inafanya heaven and earth to come to a stop. Sema kweli my girl, you're too damn hot.
Let me walk with you, talk to you, know how you feel. Songa karibu mpenzi wangu, you're so sexy.
Kila siku juu yako.
Songa karibu mpenzi wangu, you're so sexy. Let me walk with you, talk to you, know how you feel. Songa karibu mpenzi wangu, you're so sexy.
Kila siku juu yako.
Songa karibu mpenzi wangu, you're so sexy.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Mbali sikuoni, sauti nasikia. Imekuwa siku mingi, nimekupa siku mbili, ujionyeshe nyumbani. Mwangaza ukitua, nina hili la kusema. Wewe jipe shughuli, nenda jipe shughuli. Wewe jipe shughuli, yeah. Nenda jipe shughuli, jipe shughuli, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Da-da-da-da-da. Matunda yameiva, si kazi yangu kuyachuna, na mwaka umepita, hujaonekana nyumbani. Wewe nimeongeza miezi mbili, ujionyeshe nyumbani. Mwangaza ukitua, nina hili la kusema. Wewe jipe shughuli, nenda jipe shughuli, jipe shughuli. Wewe jipe shughuli, yeah. Nenda jipe shughuli. Usiku kitandani nalia, nikiuliza uko wapi wewe. 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 Wewe jipe shughuli, jipe shughuli. Nenda
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
That is Fee Jipe Shugli. It's playing right here on Power Radio. Let's finalize on our conversation today. And we've been looking at the role that media plays in advocating and promoting good governance. And the other one is, of course, exposing graft, exposing corruption. I mean, I remember when I was growing up, all I could hear was, oh, golden bag, this, golden bag, the other. I didn't quite understand what exactly golden bag was all about. I just remember feeling like, what is this whole golden bag conversation all about? But I was too young to understand. So I think from that moment, it sparked something inside of me. I was just like, oh, okay, so I guess the media is where we come and name and shame people. And then I decided that I want to pursue a career in media. I think from that moment. So yes, the way that media can expose corruption, I don't think there's anyone, because at least they're in their rights to do that, vis-a-vis if somebody, for example, like an activist, decided to come and give an expose of what some shady deals happening in government. You see, they are followed so much. We've had cases of forceful disappearances. We've also had cases of being killed, because of ousting government or exposing government's shady dealings. But you see, when you have a safety net like the media, because the media is protected by the code of conduct, and of course they do that within ethics. It has to be factual information so that you just don't end up reporting on hearsay. I think there are some of those fundamental principles that they work within protect them against any sort of manhunt as a result of exposing the government or exposing corruption allegations as well. And then, of course, there's the issue of amplifying voices. And yes, no, let's stop saying that I don't like this phrase, giving the voice to the voiceless. First of all, nobody is voiceless, number one. Maybe a better way of phrasing it is amplifying the voices of those that are unheard, because everybody has a voice, everybody can see. Like when you go and engage people and have conversations with people, you'll be amazed at what you find there, and everybody has something to say. And especially I think one of my favorite poets, what's her name? Maya Angelou. She did a very renowned poem, a very renowned poem called I Know Why the Caged Bird Sing. And that poem really did the rounds because it was really mirroring the life of the oppressed slaves back in the Black American slave trade, and she was speaking about exactly, the reason as to why oppressed people are the ones who usually have so many things to say. Because you see, when you're oppressed economically, when you're oppressed socially, when you're oppressed spiritually, when you're oppressed politically, there's like all your conversations, it's hard to see life beyond the oppression that you're living in. And I'm not saying that it's not possible, because people who like Akina Harriet Tubman or Mau Mau fighters, they were able to see the world in color. They were able to see a life beyond the oppression that they were going through. But it's difficult, especially when you're engulfed in a system that just wants to ply on your soul like nobody's business. And so when she talked about, she now understands why the caged bird sing, is that people that are oppressed, really, the only way that they can deal with their unbecoming circumstances is being able to have something to complain about, and rightfully so. They have to express themselves. And so it's not that they are voiceless, it's that their voices are not heard. And so media cannot necessarily do anything to give the voice to the voiceless. No, the role of media is to amplify the voices of those people who otherwise would not be heard. And that's why we're actually very passionate right here on Power Radio to ensure that we open up the spaces for people who maybe mainstream media might overlook, but these are people that actually have something of substance to say. And so hatubagui. So it's absolutely pertinent to ensure that while we open up the space for Kenyans, for the public to be able to amplify their voices specifically on issues of governance, that it is a balanced conversation, that we are putting into consideration what comes out on the other side, so that we don't also end up shooting ourselves in the foot in the guise of, but we are amplifying voices that would rather otherwise promote good governance as well, as a result. And then, of course, there's the issue of, facilitating public discourses. I think we're seeing this a lot with the town halls, and I think the setup nowadays has become, it's more socially aware, it's more socially infused. We have, like, for example, the social newsroom, where people get to come in a live audience and discuss issues, especially issues around governance and policy, as well as the politics of the land. And we've seen that working really well, because you meet the policymakers and of course you meet the public, and in one arena they are able to ask the questions, they are able to be answered, they are able to speak out their mind on exactly what the government's hits and misses are. And when we look at the way that a socially infused or a socially mediated conversation that is amplified or mediated through media platforms, I think then we have a better chance of keeping the conversations more balanced. And also, we don't just do lip service. At the end of the day, after connecting your audiences with the public officers that have been put in places of power, is there a way that we can bridge the gap to now beyond talk? How can we ensure that we are holding our leaders accountable after the whole conversation? So, I mean, it's a ton of endless ways in which we, as the media, can fully plug in and ensure that we are doing what we can and what we must, in ensuring that we have great governance in the country, and that we are amplifying the voices of those that are unheard. And more so, the media calls itself a watchdog, and so with even the evolution of technology and the entrance of artificial intelligence into the media space as well, how do we ensure that we are looking for more sustainable ways of having this kind of conversations, particularly when it comes to good governance and vouching for good governance in the country. I think I'm gonna leave I will leave this right there. Those are some of the things and the issues that you can go and munch on as we look for more ways to really continue serving the public, in terms of whether it's public information, whether it's bridging gaps, whether it's in holding discussions that bridge those gaps and barriers as well. We as the media really have to think of new ways, of new models of conducting business, and being of use to the general public. And now, of course, the ball game has shifted, because we were before, in traditional media, it was mostly local. You write a paper, chances are it's not going to go beyond the four corners of Kenya. Perhaps sometimes it would just only be for the city centers. But now we are playing on a global stage. So the show right now, we get to publish this on our YouTube channel. YouTube is global. So I think the stakes are higher right now. This is a global stage. And if at all we think through these things on that kind of front, I think we can be able to get more sustainable ways in which we can fully plug in as the media practitioners in terms of advocating for good governance. Alrighty, thank you so much for everybody who has been able to tune in. I would like to leave this right here, right now, and I will see you when I see you. Goodbye. God bless.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Kuna rumba ya Juja, nani ya maboy, ukisaka mitumba, nenda rumba ya Toy. Kuna rumba ya Kibich, utajua ujui. Kuna rumba for all niggas, ila rumba Japani, yeah, rumba.
Kuna rumba ya State House, iko chini ya maji. Kuna rumba ya bunge, yeah, ya majambazi. Ukileta ujinga, utalala ndani. Kuna rumba for all you niggas, lakini rumba Japani, ndio rumba.
Hapa ni wapi? Tumezungukwa na shisha na shashamani. Mapochopocho na vinywaji mbalimbali. Wengine wanatapika wakizirai. Hapa ni wapi? Wanatupiga mapicha kipaparazi. Tumezungukwa na warembo geti kali. Tunazitoka na staili za kizamani.
Kuna rumba ya Westi, ya mabeste, wa mashanane, sheki ya Westi. Rumba ni nyepesi, isikuwe kesi. Kuna rumba for all my niggas, ila rumba Japani ndio rumba.
Kuna rumba Karura ya kupanda miti, ukiwa kwenange hakunanga risiti. Rumba Oyole, hiyo ni ya Mangwati. To all of my hoes and all of my niggas, rumba Japani, no rumba. Hapa ni wapi? Tumezungukwa na mabamsa kama chwari. Kuna mapedi, mapoko, pia mapichi. Na wanaseti michele kwenye vinywaji. Hapa ni wapi? Kuna visanga vioja mahakamani. Wapenzi wapigana mate hadharani. Wengine wanatekana nyuma ya taksi.
Niite rumba obunga, mano majo turua, tokida bilambuda, ririyo manyata, yawuyo rwako wakala, tonyiwa undiso wabunja. Kuna rumba for all you niggas, lakini rumba Japani, yo rumba.
Hapa ni wapi? Mawochi wote wameleta utiaji. Wakafungia wakubwa nje ya pati. Wakaachia ofisi wafanyi kazi.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.